from the beginning. Just that. All right, so today we're going to be talking about the new agent websites. This is just a nice tour, kind of explaining what the changes are, why you would want to upgrade, why maybe you don't want to upgrade at this time, and then to just show what the features are. I'm going to be having more training classes coming up in the very near future, with each of the sections of the website kind of broken down into its own class. So that way, if you need deeper training on each of the sections, we can do that, or one-on-ones. So when you log in, to get to your website, on the left-hand side, it is the consumer icon, the very bottom left icon. And when I click that, it will bring us to the consumer dashboard, where we can do a couple things on the front end. So you can see at the top here, we've got 3 tabs. Your website is where you're going to find all the information for your website. You can either submit testimonials on behalf of your clients, or your clients can submit their own testimonials. But the testimonials tab is where you're going to be able to house those, build those, and ultimately just always have a record of who has said what. And then we're going to be able to choose which of those testimonials show up on your website. So it allows you to pick and choose, change them out whenever you want. But you'll start to have a collection here. Now, these testimonials are not able to be seen anywhere but your website. So it's my recommendation that you still use your Facebook, your Google reviews, your main review sources, and then maybe you copy the reviews from those places, enter them yourself on your website. That way, you know, we already asked our clients to send reviews in multiple areas. This isn't going to be one more, just because this isn't publicly viewable like the other sites unless they're coming directly to your website. Then the final tab is going to be collections, and this is a fun one. This is kind of KW's first step into creating a space for you that's like the MLS. So we all create custom saved searches, auto searches that we send out to our clients. This is our way of you being able to set a criteria for a search, and then choose the collaborators. So your clients must be already in your system. So they, you know, send them the app ahead of time, download it, and then that way they're connected with you and you can collaborate with them on a collection. So this will be its own class, but you can see here, you know, I created one. I drew a map around Woodbury. I chose single family homes in the $300,000 to $600,000 range. And when I click into that, you can see it does pull out the 20 listings. I did a fairly small radius. And so if I had a client that I had this connected with, as the homes would get updated, just like the MLS, they would get emails that, you know, there are updates. Your clients can collaborate on the collection. So if they add homes into it, you'll get notified. So it's just a nice kind of way for you all to be communicating with your clients in command. You might have heard me talk in other trainings. The goal, KW's goal with command, is that your entire business will live in command. So right now, if you're using the main 3, you're using command, Authentisign, and likely the MLS. If you chose to in the future, you could get rid of the Authentisign and the MLS and pretty much solely work in here. So this is kind of at the early stages, but it does work. It is bringing in the listings. I was playing around with it. So it is just a fun little thing to do if you don't want to be working on the MLS. The main thing we're going to talk about today, though, is this website tab. So immediately, very straightforward. If you want to start editing the content of your website, you click the edit my website. It's going to bring you to the editing software, and boom, you're in that new space. What we can do on this page, though, you can always change your URL if you want to, as long as what you want to change it to is available. Just know if you change it and I want to change back, you know, there is always that chance that someone takes your original URL. Your websites have not automatically upgraded. If you logged in and clicked on the consumer tab, this is not the view that you would see. You would still see the old view. And with that, you already have a URL. At the top of your page, there's going to be a button that says upgrade. It is a light blue box with some sparkles, and you can't miss it. They want them, and it's hard. There's a couple steps of clicking yes, you want to upgrade, to make sure that you don't just accidentally upgrade and you can't go back. Because once you click that button and follow the steps and you get upgraded to the new websites, you can never go back. So we want to make sure that when you're ready to upgrade, you've got the time to customize, make sure everything's there and that you truly do want to. So you can change your URL that you give out to people. Then there is the app URL settings. So if you remember from the old version, you had to click a couple buttons to find this app URL. They want to make sure that it's right there, apparent. So if I copied this, texted it to clients, put it on Facebook, and people clicked on it, it would download the app from either the Android store or the Apple store, and it would be directly branded to you. So this is the URL that you want to use in your marketing. If it's on a sheet of paper, you can turn that URL into a wonderful QR code. People can scan it, download your app. Now, what's nice is in the old app and website, no matter what, every client got to see information on Keller Home Loans, Keller Covered, and neighborhoods. There were certain instances of agents maybe didn't want to use Keller Mortgage, so they didn't want their clients to be able to find it. Like, why didn't you tell me about this? So they have now allowed you to either have that information on your website or not. You can see I do not use Keller Home Loans and I have not used Keller Covered, so I have it disabled from my website. If I ever hear a need of my clients needing something, I can personally let them know, here you are. And then I do like the neighborhood information. So our websites and apps are directly connected to Yelp and Nextdoor Neighborhoods. So we are pulling in reviews. We all are pulling in information directly linked to neighborhoods. So I keep that going because I want all of the information available to my clients. You'll see that this section has its own save button. So make sure, there's different save options. So when you're in an area, you make changes, make sure you click that save button for that area. The final thing that we can change in this portion is the forced registration. So all websites are defaulted to unrestricted, which means when someone comes to your website and starts looking for homes, it does not require them to sign in. We on the back end can decide how many homes they get to look at before they are required to create an account and sign in. And why we would want to do that is because when they create an account and sign in, they are automatically added to our database as a lead. So super nice when you're running social media ads, or maybe you just have your website on marketing and you're giving it out to people that aren't currently your clients. You want to be able to get those people's information. So I'm a little ruthless. I do no property viewing. The second you come to my website, either A, you're signing up or you're not using it. Obviously, there are some people that are not going to sign up. They're not going to get their information. But if they're not willing to create an account on here, they're probably not the most serious, and I don't mind them not coming. You have to create an account to favorite homes on Zillow, on Realtor.com. Every search site makes you create an account. Ours is no different. So create an account so you can stay in touch with them, but it's up to you to decide how many properties they get to view. If you are running social media ads and using, tying it back to your website, I highly suggest you click no property viewing to ensure that anyone that clicks on your ad is getting you their information. All right, now let's jump into the actual website. So when I click edit my website, it is now bringing me to the new website editing software. So you can either take a tour. I'm going to X out of it because I'm going to do the tour with you all. So first thing you'll see is check out your website here. There will always have your URL that allows you to easily click it. It'll bring you to the website as your client is going to see it. So when you make changes, there are previews of look, but this is your live published website. This is not a preview. Let me move this. I need tab access. All right. So the next part is quick start. There are some actions that they just want to make available to you that makes it super easy, super quick. Blog posts, very straightforward. We now all have native blogs on our sites. When I show you my website here and you scroll down below testimonies, all that, there's now the blog. So your blog can either exist on your homepage or just exist as a button that they click into. I right now have it on my homepage, but I'll show you, you'll have that option to change it around. Image, so just like Canva, other editing softwares, we now have an asset library. Anything that you ever upload into your website, image, video, that type of thing is going to be saved in a library. So it allows you to reuse them if you ever need to. So clicking this image just allows you to upload that into your library so that it is usable on your website. There are areas to upload, photos individually when we're in the actual sections of your website, but this just makes it, if you wanted to upload your headshot, your logo, some just stock photos of homes, just things you think you're going to be using constantly over and over, that's what that button's for. Testimonial, very straightforward. This is if you are entering a testimonial on your client's behalf. So, here you get to choose the star rating, all of that, their information. There is a nice looking testimonial capture form that you send to your clients if they're going to be doing it, but this is how you do it yourself. I would go ahead, enter all of the information I want about this testimonial. When I click publish, that will go published into my testimonial library. Depending on the settings I have set up, it can either automatically be posted to your website, or you have chosen to manually add which testimonials you want popping up. You can schedule testimonials, so maybe, you have a testimonial that you don't want to come out until next week on your website, you have automatic posting set up, so you can schedule it. And then this just saving your draft as you're moving along if you're not ready to publish yet. Tools will bring you to a settings section. You can ignore that now. They haven't really given us many options yet. They want just very basic to allow you to understand the system. Then the customization, all the settings are coming in the future. The other two you'll see here are videos. So we can now upload videos onto our websites. So whether it is hosted on YouTube, or you're going to go quickly get a URL on Vimeo to have it hosted on the internet, that is how we're doing it. But again, these will be saved in your library. Now, this section of edit your website, this is where we're going to click into to actually start changing these pages. So each of these separate links is a different page. So we've got the contact me, the testimonials, and when I come over here, you're gonna start to see, like the contact me, the testimonials. It's all the different sections of our website have a different area for you to publish. So natively in the beginning, these are the only things that are available to us. In the coming weeks and months, a lot more is going to be released. They just want to make sure that these websites are working, that there's not bugs. And so they want to free up the support tech team to make sure that these features work. Everyone has a professional working website. Then the customization, all the fun will be coming in the future to make sure that our tech support isn't bogged up on questions on how do I change this color? How do I change this font? We just need to get these working. Next one, again, testimonial form. So if I click into here, this is the form that your clients use. So they're giving us showing us how it looks. You can change different views, and I highly suggest as you're editing a page, you look at the different views because a page can look amazing on a desktop and then really horrible on a phone. So as you're editing these pages, go through, make sure you're testing the different options and that it looks good on all of the devices. All of our testimonial forms have been created in a very generic, nice way that if you don't edit it, you can use it. Boom, it looks great. So you're able to change the title right now, nothing else. So that's just what you would change here. I click save. What's nice is it's showing me all of the revisions. So if you work on a team and you've got an admin, making changes on your behalf, your team leads will be able to see all of the changes, or maybe a change happened and it shouldn't have. Again, there's a record of who made that change, when it was made, all of that. When you click save, it should bring me right back to the dashboard. Boom, I can now move on to my next page that I want to edit. This is the thing that people have been waiting for, are the open house sign-in sheets. Are live, they are native, they come with everyone's search site. Right now, you do not need to do anything because it's super simple. They've made it universal. All you have to do to open and get a open house website started, go to your search site. Search for the property. Do you have a listing active right now?
It's under contract, but that's active. I mean,
Let's just,
we don't have.
I'm just gonna choose one that is around us, just so I know it'll work. No results. Oh, there we go. All right, so I am hosting an open house at this wonderful property at 389 Bluebird Alcove. The only thing I have to do when I show up to my open house to get that form ready, have this URL. All I have to do is click /open house. And then boom, it creates a native open house sign-in sheet that I don't have to change a thing. They click into it, when they hit submit, they will be automatically added to your database as a lead. Now, something that has been brought up, I'm about to ask the question to support in my masterminds. You know, what do we do about agents that already have an agent? We don't want to be reaching out to them. So currently, there's no space that says, you know, I already have an agent. I'm really hoping they allow us to edit this and customize it more. Currently, this title is the only thing we can customize, so I'm bringing that up, but for now, these are great. Whether it's your listing or an agent in our office's listing, this works. So super simple for you to remember. You just have to add that open house at the end, have a tablet or a laptop open, and boom, there you are.
So if you're hosting for another agent, this would go into your database.
Correct.
Not theirs.
Correct. Whoever, because I used my search site to find the URL and it's my URL, it's going into my database. If you were hosting maybe for Judy Bolt and the agreement was Judy's going to get all the leads, you could use her website, use that URL and use her open house sign-in sheet. Again, you created it though, so it just makes it simple. About the agent, very straightforward. This is pulling all of your information from your profile in Command. So we update your profile and your marketing profile in Command, and then your website pulls all of that information. So we all have a bio. If you didn't create one yourself, there's a generic one in there. So double check that, you know, you don't want to change it, you want to personalize it. It's then going to be all of your contact information. And then there's a space that they can add, you know, a message for you to call them or contact them. Very straightforward, then it shows your brokerage information, boom, we are compliant. So very easy, understood, but when I click these, this is what I was talking about, how you can choose on these pages, what is displayed and what is hidden. So each of these sections has an option to hide or display. When I click that, it's thinking and boom, you know, it moves that top portion. Why would you want to do this? Now, this top portion has all of my contact information. I don't need this Andrew's details in my opinion. So I believe it is this one that I'm just going to click hide. Boom, it's gone. It looks a little cleaner. I'm seeing the preview directly as it's seen. I now get to click save. It automatically publishes to my website right away. The bulk of your editing right now comes in this homepage. This is where we are going to start to change, you know, what is said here. If you have other photos you want back here, what is displayed. So this first one is the title of the carousel. Everyone says, let's find your dream home. You can change it You know, whatever you want to change it, as I type, it starts to make, oh. There we go. I was like, don't do this to me.
No
But-
bugs, no bugs.
You will see, I did not capitalize things, it is not capitalized. Watch those types of things. Just because we're changing it means we still have to look professional, we still need to edit. But your website comes already kind of edited and looked at if you don't change anything. What's nice is this right now, when you first upgrade, it will be a set of 3 generic photos, just stock photos that everyone's website will be the same. You have the option to change those out. You can make custom content in Canva like I did. You could bring in photos from previous listings, whatever you would like. You know, I've got plenty of agents that want to show some diversity here, so we bring in other stock photos or photos they own. That is the caveat though, is you have to either own the rights to the photos or they need to be stock photos that the public owns the rights to. You cannot just go and find a random image on Google, decide you want to use that and upload it here. So we do need to watch that. You do need to make sure you understand the permissions. I am in the process of creating a template for Canva that I'll be able to send out to people that is the perfect size for this. Right now, I am struggling to find that size. You will see on the left, the image looks a little funky, but it translates well on the right. So it took me many trial and errors to find a size. I now need to figure out a way to kind of communicate that to you all, but it is possible to get some really nice customizable photos, you know, team photos, team colors, boom. In the beginning, when our customization isn't huge, that's a way that is really gonna set you apart from other agent sites. So, like I said from the beginning, we have a library, so either A, you can click this add image button to add an image that's already in your library, maybe you uploaded it from your homepage, or by clicking upload, it's very intuitive, you find that file, boom, it uploads. Something that's nice is if I click delete, it does the red and the slash through, but it's going to remove it from my website. But it's not actually deleting it from the page. They recognize you can click things, or maybe you want to play around with different images. All I have to do is click this, and it will restore it right back onto my website. And those will stay there for as long as you're logged into this. So if I saved it and went out of the page, came back in, whatever I had at the end is there. So just be careful, but it allowed me to upload, you know, like 12 different sizes at once, figure out which one worked the best, delete all the rest. Otherwise, there are these default fallback images where if you don't have any custom content uploaded, it will automatically do these 3 as a carousel, just to ensure that no matter what, you look professional, there's something on your website. So if you accidentally delete your photos here and don't upload anything, it's not just gonna be blank. Something will kick in, it's just not going to be custom. Does that make sense? You'll now see, so featured properties, you know, I can change the title of here, what is said below it. I can choose to not display featured properties on my profile. You then get to decide dynamic listings or basic. Dynamic means you get to set kind of like a MLS search. And then any listings that pop up in that search will show up on your page. You get to set how many display, the radius that it goes out to, and then how they're sorted. So, you know, right now it's newest listings are gonna be at the front, very straightforward, or if I click basic, this is now me choosing to upload and choose my own listings. So for the agents that have a lot of listings right now, this is the feature you're going to want to use to highlight your listings for your sellers, show them they're there, you're marketing them. But maybe you're a buyer's agent and you don't have listings, that's when the dynamic really comes into play. Otherwise, we're going to have listing agents, maybe there's just some really cool properties, modern or just interesting historic properties, you know, that aren't yours. Again, it's a really cool way to highlight things.
And it's nice to be able to do, like, if, right now, we don't have any actives. But say the Gorman team, we could have their actives
correct.
on, we could do in office, so that's nice.
I'd be careful, and I'm gonna clarify with Mike. If you're going to feature other people's listings on your website.
Yeah.
I think the verbiage needs to be changed.
Okay, yeah,
Just because right now, check out my featured
Sure.
properties, I think that's a little confusing for someone.
Yeah.
So we just wanna make it very clear, you know, like, we would wanna change that to like the hottest listings in Woodbury, or just, you know, something generic. So I will get some clarification on Mike, just because technically, we're only supposed to market the properties within our brokerage that we are dual agency on. So let me get some clarification with him now that KW has given us the option to market anything. Kind of the compliance implications there.
okay,
Yes, they do show you a preview here, but I have bad eyes. This is way too small for me to see everything proofread. So if I click, and this is the same, you will see this format is the same for any of these pages that you edit. So all I have to do is click this. It's going to show me a preview of the website. Boom, yep, I see it, I like it. I can now go back and hit save. So this is the area that's gonna give you the most bang for your buck in terms of editing on this front end. But like I said, there's a lot of features coming. So this is just very basic right now. And then the final one that we'll show is just the blog posts. And if you have ever written a blog post on any other website, very similar. It is just your standard formatting options. But what's really nice is they have written 4 blog posts for us that are just generic kind of buyer's guides, the steps of buying a home. So if you have your blog displayed on your website and you haven't added anything, there is something there. So you might want to go on there and choose some stuff, but here, so again, you can display it. So you can choose to hide it or display it, change what's here, you know, start to do the description, and then this is where you're actually deciding what blog posts are showing up on your blog. So,
are they like changing these blogs ever? Are they updating? Are they just? these-
I haven't heard if they are going to be
That'd be amazing.
constantly adding stuff. That really would be amazing. We have seen in the past, they start kind of releasing stuff like that, and then sometimes they stop, kind of like those quarterly magazines, so. I'll ask, but I wouldn't keep my fingers crossed. I think this is going to be more on each agent. You know, ChatGPT will be really helpful for content creation, leaning on our vendors, all of that. So again, just like what type of listings we're pulling in, same style with the blog. As you create. Let me get to that dashboard to show you. As we are creating blog posts here on the front end, just like the images, it's putting them into a library that then here on our back end, we're deciding what gets put in there. So that all, you know, they're showing up here, what order. So you need to have already created the blog post ahead of time before we get to this step. This is, they've been created, we're now organizing, deciding what to show.
Right, so you hit the minus button there and it just doesn't show that block, but it's still in the library.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
And really, that's about all I'm going to show today. Cause I'm then going, you know, I'm going to pull in the blogs for a separate class, best practices for blog posts, where to do it. So all of these will have much more in depth. And now that I actually know what they've released and the options, I can get those classes on the calendar. So even starting next week, I'm gonna amend the calendar and just weekly have like 4 classes. So you won't miss them. So, definitely, I've got a sheet out under the TV. Oh, you came to that class of like things you need to work on ahead of time, didn't you?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so take a sheet under the TV. It lists all of the things that you want to think about before you upgrade. And it'll help you decide, do I upgrade now? Or do I need time to really sit with my website and I'm gonna upgrade in the future?
Was that class recorded?
Yes, so that is current, that'll be in your Friday email. You though do need to start thinking about this because everyone gets upgraded in 60 days. So,
That's good to know. I was gonna say, can I start working on this now?